Rappers who fell off. 6ix9ine did not fall off. He's still the GOAT.
Most rappers blow up and act like the fame will never go away. But just because he builds an audience doesn't mean he'll stick around forever. And today, we're breaking down the most famous rappers who fumbled the bag and fell off. Fetty Wap popped off with the track Trap Queen.
Nah, Fetty Wap needs to make a comeback, bro.
The song went super viral, and Fetty proved he wasn't just a one-hit wonder when his first album debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200. In 2016, Fetty was nominated for 2 Grammys and was on fire.
Hold on. No, wait. Because Fetty Wap really fucking was going crazy back in 2014, 2015. What was that one song? Fetty Wap. Man, no. This one right here.
Yeah, baby. I want you to be mine again, baby. I know my lifestyle is driving you crazy.
But then, he just fell off out of nowhere. He dropped a few singles and mixtape projects over the next few years, but nothing that really picked up any momentum.
But he's in a rated
He got into some legal issues that slowed him down too. And by the time he dropped his second album last year, the industry had pretty much forgotten about him. Fetty told Fat Joe during an interview,
"The people I had around me wasn't experienced." You know what I mean?
Oh, I heard he was getting scammed. Fetty Wap was getting scammed.
Nobody was experienced, honestly. I mean, you know how I go. You feel me? In the process, I'm trying to figure out, like, all right, why this going on, why that's going on. You know what I mean? Like, and then the finance part, like, yo, like, what's up with this? What's up with that?
Fetty was signed to RGF Records and 300 Entertainment, but according to him, they didn't even help put together his tours. Becoming one of the hottest new rappers in the game overnight can be amazing, but all the stress got to Fetty, and he said,
in a sense, I kind of got, like, depressed in a sense. You feel me?
Like, hard? Is it hard for them to, like, come back up with money?
Fetty's situation only got worse last year after he got hit with a Fed case for moving weight. He pleaded guilty to the charges back in August, and now he's facing a minimum 5-year sentence. Hopefully, the judge goes easy on Fetty and he can get back to the grind. But it's not a good sign for his career if he's having to push weight because his music isn't bringing in money like it used to. Back in 2018, 6ix9ine was one of the hottest artists in the game. He was making
He still is, bro. Okay, actually, I'm tweaking, but he's still
headlines almost every day for trolling other rappers, and his music was racking up crazy amounts of views. 2 of his videos from that year have over 1 billion plays on YouTube, and 6ix9ine was already linking up with huge artists like Nicki Minaj. But right when it looked like 6ix9ine was gonna take over the game completely, he got hit with a RICO case targeting the 9 Trey gangsters.
If you weren't there for 6ix9ine's like back fucking hit for hit, you missed out, bro. Like,
he was facing a 47-year sentence.
That shit was crazy.
And every hip-hop fan knows the story of how he flipped on his own crew and snitched on everyone. 6ix9ine got hit with a 2-year sentence, but the judge let him out on house arrest early because of the pandemic. He got permission to shoot a video in his backyard, and in May 2020, he announced that he was coming back into the rap game. He dropped the track Gooba and racked up over 800 million views. Then he followed it up with another collab with Nicki. Their track Trolls debuted at #1 on the Hot 100, which was 6ix9ine's first time topping the charts. It looked like he really beat the odds and was going to be as hot as before. But then 6ix9ine broke another record. Trolls popped off quick, but it fell off even faster. The second week it was out, the song dropped to #34 and broke the record for biggest drop from '1 in history.
Damn, I didn't even know
third track
that.
back in the game debuted at #99 and fell off just a week later, and his 4th single didn't even hit the charts. 6ix9ine wasn't holding people's attention anymore, and apparently it was taking a hit on his bank account. 6ix9ine was facing a civil suit over an armed robbery he was allegedly involved in back in 2018, but he told the judge he couldn't afford to pay the victims. He said, "Right now, I'm struggling to make ends meet. I do not know if I will ever command the kind of advances I was paid before my arrest, and my career stalled." His manager, Wack 100, backed up the claim that 6ix9ine is broke on a Clubhouse call. He said,
"Yeah, he broke as a mother. 6ix9ine ain't got nothing. Man, that nigga over there doing bad, bro. I had to send the nigga $20 for some gas. You know what I'm saying? That's why we was telling the people ain't nothing we can
Bro, he's capping out his ass.
really do for you right now. Because broke, bro. It's terrible, man. Like,
outside of court,
You sound like LeBron.
9 is still flexing jewelry and stacks of cash.
Shit, that's
but
broke.
A lot of people think it could all be fake or loaned out. One thing's for sure though, his music isn't bringing in the racks like it used to. The last music video he dropped on YouTube hasn't even hit 30 million views. 30 mil sounds like a lot, but for a dude who used to hit 1 billion, it's a sign he's falling off. Bobby Shmurda had one of the craziest come-ups in the rap game ever. He started rapping and remixing old tracks when he was around 10, but none of his early music picked up any attention. Then in 2014, he dropped the track Hot and everything changed overnight.
I wouldn't even say he fell off.
Hot
he just went to jail.
Became one of the most viral tracks of all time, and the music video racked up almost 1 billion plays on YouTube. Bobby signed a deal with Epic Records, and it looked like he was going to become the new face of Brooklyn hip-hop. But just a couple months after he blew up, Bobby and his GS9 crew were targeted in a police takedown. At first, he was facing 25 years for conspiracy to commit murder and other charges. But in 2016, he pleaded guilty to third-degree conspiracy and weapons possession and got hit with a 7-year sentence. Bobby could have flipped like 6ix9ine and got a lighter sentence, but he kept it solid and just served the time. He got a lot of respect from fans and other artists for it, but his career still got put on hold for 5 years. And when he finally got released, fans couldn't wait for Shmurda to take over again. But the comeback didn't go like it was supposed to.
What song did he make?
Instead of dropping a first day out track like fans wanted, Bobby left him waiting even longer. He finally dropped his No Time for Sleep freestyle a few months after getting released, and it quickly racked up a few million plays on YouTube. Fans thought he was gonna go right back to the level he was at in 2014, but that's not how it turned out. Apparently, there were label issues going on behind the scenes, and in February, he aired the situation out on social media. He wrote, "I got a 70-year-old lady running my label, and I love her dearly, but she doesn't want to let me go at all. No matter what I do, I've been signed."
I heard Bobby has been moving zesty though.
Since I was 19, I did 6 years in jail trying to get off this label before I came home. You name one person in the industry, a label keeps signing in jail for 6 years. Yeah, I know. I made them more millions than they ever gave me. Just let me go. Epic finally released him from his contract back in March, and Bobby was ready to be fully independent and drop a new album. But when the record finally came out, it was clear that most of his fans had already moved on. He dropped the album Bod Boy in August, and none of the tracks even hit 1 million plays on Spotify. Right now, it looks like the game has left Bobby behind. He went into prison as one of the hottest artists in the world, but by the time he came out, the hype just wasn't the same. Rich Homie Quan popped off with the track Differences
what happened to
in
Rich
2012.
Homie Quan?
And over the next couple of years, he was on some of the hottest tracks in the game. His song Lifestyle with Young Thug was a massive hit, and Quan hopped on YG's track My and racked up over 250 million plays on Spotify.
Can I sing that song, please, my
alone. Quan was going crazy viral for a few years, but then he killed his own momentum and refused to drop any music at all in 2016. He was in a bad label deal and wasn't stacking his racks up like he should have been, but deciding to quit while he was at the top turned out to be a huge mistake. When Quan came back in 2017, the game had already moved on. He dropped some more projects and singles, but nothing popped off like his earlier music. Back in March, he announced that he was launching a new label and signing a new management deal with Stronger Together. It seemed like he was making all the right moves to get his career back on track, but only 4 tracks on his latest project hit over 100K streams, and none of them broke 1 million. Back in July, a video showed Quan rocking a set to a big crowd in Atlanta, so obviously he still has some love in his hometown. But outside the city, it looks like Quan is falling off the radar. In 2014, it was almost impossible to go
Iggy Azalea is so fucking bad. I stand by it.
Anywhere without hearing an Iggy Azalea track. She popped off with the track Work and then took everything to the next level when Fancy dropped. It hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, and on the same day, her collab with Ariana Grande, Problem, hit #2. Iggy became the second person in history to have songs at #1 and #2 at the same time. Almost overnight, she had gone from nothing to becoming a certified superstar. Everything she dropped was racking up millions of views, and Iggy had reached the top of the game in record time. But as soon as the success hit, it started to fall apart. Iggy announced an arena tour, but then she pushed it back and eventually canceled it. She told her fans in 2015 that her second album was coming soon, but then she fumbled the bag again and waited 4 years to follow up her debut. Then in 2021, Iggy announced that she was taking a break after she got dragged online for blackfishing. When she dropped the music video for I Am the Strip Club, People all over social media accused her of trying to look black. Iggy said it was all ridiculous and baseless, but then 2 weeks later, she decided to quit music. It didn't seem like the rap game paid any attention to the retirement news, but back in August, Iggy announced that she's coming back. She tweeted, "A year ago, retired? I was willing to walk away from music because I was tired of the negative energy it attracted. But what I've..."
When the fuck did she retire? What?
Learned is that even when I'm minding my business, y'all gonna be negative and nosy.
She not
so if I can't have peace, neither can you. I'm coming back.
Cry about it.
If Iggy starts dropping hits again, she might be able to make a comeback. But her last album didn't even chart, and it looks like most of her fans have moved on to other artists. If she had stayed consistent and kept dropping music while she was popping off, then her career might be even bigger today than it was back then. But instead, she fumbled the bag
still famous,
and fell off completely. B.O.B. could have been one of the biggest artists of the generation. He popped off in the late 2000s, and in the early 2010s, he put out some of the most popular songs in the world.
Airplanes?
He had tracks like Nothing on You with Bruno Mars and Airplanes with Haley Williams. And it seemed like everyone in the industry wanted to work with him.
This was hard,
but the good times didn't last for B.O.B. Within a couple of years, he went from collabing with the biggest artists in the world to sending diss tracks to scientists. Instead of just riding the wave and having a successful career, B.O.B. took a hard turn into conspiracy theories and ended up pushing his fans away. In 2016, Neil deGrasse Tyson checked B.O.B. on Twitter for spreading lies about the Earth being flat. Unfortunately, a lot of celebs get wrapped up in wild conspiracy theories, but nope.
How do you fall off from saying the Earth is flat?
Nobody was expecting what B.O.B. did next. He dropped a diss track at Tyson called Flatline and took the craziness to a new level. On Flatline, B.O.B. talks about the Earth being flat, but then he kicks it up a notch by rapping about lizard people, cults, and how the Holocaust isn't real. After fans realized B.O.B. had fallen off the deep end, most of them moved on. Plus, the music wasn't hitting like it used to, so it was easy for the industry to forget about him. B.O.B. is still dropping independent albums, but a lot of his tracks aren't even hitting 100K streams. He still has a few fans out there, but it looks like most of them are wearing tinfoil hats instead of headphones.
Nah, he just dissed their fucking... He just dissed his fan base. Shout out hip-hop content for the video. Imagine falling off because Earth is flat.